Okay, all right. So we'll get the details of that. Boris Johnson also expected to address the media shortly, but we are also getting visuals of Prime Minister Modi as he has arrived in Varanasi. He's in his constituency as the government observes 100 days of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath in power in his second term. Let's go across to Madhav Das, who continues to be with us. Madhav, a lot of developmental projects that Prime Minister Modi will also be kicking off as he arrives in his constituency.
Well, yes, a number of developmental projects, and this current one that we're looking at is at the LT College in Varanasi, where the Prime Minister is inaugurating the Akshaya Patra midday meal kitchen. Now, Akshaya Patra is, of course, a scheme that has been implemented in different parts of the country, and it is run by the devotees of Iskcon, and it is, of course, seen as a way to ensure, that a large number of people are fed. In fact, they have experience in doing this in different parts, where a huge amount of meals for persons are catered to, and this midday meal kitchen, as we're talking about, of course, is something that the Prime Minister is taking a tour of at the moment in Varanasi, which is, of course, his constituency at the LT College there. Moving on from this, he will be also going to the Varanasi Shiksha Sammelan, which will be inaugurated. Now, this is at the International Cooperation and Convention Center, Rudraksh, which is also, of course, built during the tenure of the Prime Minister. And following this, he goes to the Dr. Sampurnanand Sports Stadium in Sigra, where there will be a laying of the foundation stone and dedicating to the nation and inauguration as well of various developmental projects in Varanasi. That's expected in a couple of hours from now. So these are the three programs that the Prime Minister has publicly speaking in Varanasi. But at the moment, as we've been telling you, this is the inauguration of the Akshaya Patra midday meal kitchen that the Prime Minister is currently doing at the moment in Varanasi.
Right, so he is with Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, big victory for the BJP. So the Chief Minister is also visiting him, and the Prime Minister also keeping that connect with the constituents. He has visited Varanasi quite frequently. Here as well, a mega infrastructure push that's going to happen. Madhav, so Prime Minister Modi, keeping that connect with Varanasi, has made frequent visits to the constituency as well. Now as well, he's also expected to interact with the people there.
Well, yes, in fact, in terms of a public program, there is only the dedication in terms of laying of the foundation stone, the dedication to the nation of various developmental projects. No roadshow as such that is part of the Prime Minister's plan as such. But yes, as you were rightly mentioning over there, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh as well as the Governor all present there in Varanasi. And also, of course, very significant that all of these developmental schemes, remember, one of the key focuses of the Prime Minister has been, bringing in developmental projects, whether we're talking about the Kashi corridor, whether we're talking about the power cabling going completely underground, something that was perhaps a leitmotif of Varanasi that we used to see, of overhead cables, hanging. All of that, in fact, completely changing. Roads, of course, being widened and beautified. All of these are some of the developmental projects that have been implemented during the time and the tenure of the Prime Minister, being, of course, the Member of Parliament from Varanasi. So several of those projects, and in line with those projects, are this Vikas push that we are currently seeing of the Prime Minister, where in fact we're currently talking about these three projects that the Prime Minister is going to be very closely associated with. This is the inauguration of the Akshaya Patra midday meal kitchen, also of course the inauguration of the Varanasi Shiksha Sammelan, and the laying of the foundation stone, the dedication to the nation of various developmental projects that is expected in a few minutes from now.
Okay, so Prime Minister Modi unveiling the plaque to mark the inauguration of Akshaya Patra. It's extremely important because the kitchen will cater to around 150 government schools, and it has the capacity of cooking midday meals for around 1 lakh students. So this is going to be extremely important, very crucial for the government school students. Now Prime Minister Modi there, he will also be reaching, this is at the Rudraksh Convention Center in Varanasi, where he will be inaugurating the Ministry of Education's Akhil Bharatiya Shiksha Sammelan. Madhav, if you can give us more details of that, on how important the scheme is, the fact that Prime Minister Modi is inaugurating this particular event.
As you were rightly saying, over 150 schools, which means there would be thousands of school children which would be benefiting from this one particular kitchen. And what is very unique about the Akshaya Patra scheme, where it has been implemented, is that at a fairly low cost, through a series of innovations, they are able to provide a very healthy meal for children in terms of this midday meal scheme. And it is that extension of that scheme, because of the huge scale in which they are able to cater to so many schools, that they are able to do that. Of course, it is supported by Iskcon as well, is something that we know, and it has been supported by various corporates at different points of time as well. We understand that in a short while from now, the Prime Minister also, of course, expected at the inauguration of the Varanasi Shiksha Sammelan, and I think those are some of the pictures also coming in at this moment, where the Prime Minister is currently located, and of course, at around 4 o'clock, he is expected to lay the foundation stone for a series of
we have some breaking news now.